Hey, this is Chuck the Mo, and today's topic is how to be a bear. So I want to start with a quick talent rundown. We will spend 14 points into the balance tree, 5 points into Nature's Grasp and improve Nature's Grasp. It doesn't really increase our tanking skills, but we need 5 points to get into the next line. Also, it's sometimes helpful in world PvP. We spend 5 points into natural weapons. It increases our damage by 10% in all forms, allowing us to generate more threat. Also, it's needed to get Omen of Clarity. Omen of Clarity gives us a buff that allows us to get clear casting procs whenever we hit an opponent. Also, we spend 3 points into Improved Thorns. This is an often underestimated talent. It generates a lot of AoE threat. So keep the buff up at all times. We spend 5 points into Ferocity, decreasing the cost of Maul and Swipe by 5 rage. This helps in tanking in dungeons. We spend 5 points into Thick Hide, increasing our armor by 10%. We spend 4 points into Feral Instinct, increasing our threat by 12%. Also, we spend 1 point into Feral Charge. This is our gap closer and also allows us to interrupt spells. We spend 3 points into Sharpened Claws, increasing our critical strike chance by 6%. This generates additional threat. Also, it's needed to get Primal Fury. Primal Fury allows us to get extra rage whenever we land a critical strike. This does not only help to use our abilities more, but it also generates additional threat. We spend 3 points into Predatory Strikes, giving us additional attack power for more threat. We spend 2 points into Savage Fury, increasing the damage of our 2 main abilities, Maul and Swipe, by 20%. We spend 1 point into Fairy Fire. It's our ranged POE, and it also decreases the target's armor. We spend 5 points into Heart of the Wild, increasing our stamina by 20% while we are in bear form. And 1 point into Leader of the Pack, giving us and our group additional 3% critical strike chance. Also, we spend 5 points into Improved Mark of the Wild. This buffs our buff. If you have a Druid in your group that also skilled this talent, you may choose to drop these 5 points and put them into Feral Combat. For example, 1 more point in Feral Instinct, or you can use it to get some additional cat talents. So let's talk about gearing. There are mainly 2 stats that you want to look out for. Those are stamina and armor. Also, agility and dodge chance are valuable for you, but they are neglectable if you can get a good item with lots of stamina and armor. For example, if you want some good starting items for your bear, you should get the Smoking Heart of the Mountain and the Mark of Tyranny. Those will be your best in slot trinkets for all of vanilla, because they have a great amount of base armor. Every point of base armor on an item will reward you with 5.16 points of armor. Also, the Cloak of Warding is a great item as it provides you over 1000 armor while on bear form. Additional items which are great are, for example, the Bone Ring Helm from Scholomance with 30 stamina, or the Slaghide Gauntlets from LBRS, and the Atalai Spalders from the Sunken Temple. If you want to compare 2 items, for example one has a low base armor value but high stamina, to another one which has a high base armor value but no or just a few points of stamina, then you should use the ratio that 1 point of stamina is close to 10 points of base armor on an item. Let's take a look at our abilities. The first ability is Maul. It costs 7 rage and increases the damage of the next auto attack by 154 damage. This is our main source to generate threat on a single target. You should use it whenever you have enough rage. Swipe. Swipe hits up to 3 nearby enemies and inflicting up to 100 damage. It costs 12 rage and is your best source to generate AoE threat. Fairy Fire. Fairy Fire has a 6-second cooldown and decreases the target's armor by 505. This is your way to pull a mob from range. Our only defensive cooldown is Frenzied Regeneration. It turns Rage into health. Whenever you activate it, make sure to stop using abilities like Maul and Swipe, as you want as much rage as possible to convert into health. Then we have Bash, which is a single target stun for 4 seconds. We have Enrage, which generates rage but will reduce while it's running our base armor, so you don't want to use it in fight, but you want to use it before you pull, so you have some rage. We have Challenging Roar, which is on a 10-minute cooldown and is an AoE taunt. We have Demoralizing Roar, which costs 10 rage and decreases the melee attack power by 130 of nearby mobs. And then we have Growl, which is our taunt, and Feral Charge, which allows us to close the gaps between our opponents or interrupt the spell. If you have a really hard pack or a boss before you, you want to use this as your pull. At first you want to cast Regrowth on yourself, then you want to pop Rejuvenation and Barkskin, and then you will turn into bear form and pull the pack. This will reduce your physical damage taken by 20% and also heals you in the early parts of the fight. This is a very efficient pull and helps the healer. So this was my short Feral Bear tank guide for Vanilla WoW. If you have any further questions, feel free to ask me in the comments. And if you liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe for more gaming videos. Okay, see you soon.